What's up YouTube? It's Tony here. How's it going? Today I'm going to bring you a guide on broad bolts. Now, broad bolts are a really good way of making money and really good fletching experience as well. So the first thing I want to start off with is the requirements for broad bolts. Now, in order to fletch broad bolts, you need to learn how to make them, which require 300 Slayer points from your Slayer Master, which is actually quite difficult to achieve. I remember I started off at level 60 Slayer, and I got to level 66 by the time I finished or got the 300 Slayer points, and it was about 21 consecutive tasks on the second hardest Slayer Master in the game. So the lower the Slayer Master you have, the longer amount of time it will take to get Slayer points. But if you have 85 plus combat, it shouldn't take you more than a week or so, depending on how much you play RuneScape and if you have a cannon or not. I have a Slayer guide on my channel as well, so if you want to check that out to help you do Slayer, um, definitely check that out if you want to. The second requirement for broad bolts is 55 fletching. Excuse me. Now that is really easy to achieve. Just fletch some logs, willow, maple, whatever you want to do. 55 fletching is very easy to achieve. Now, first of all, let's go to my bank and check some stuff out. Let's not talk to that guy. So you're going to want three things in order to fletch broad bolts. Your feathers, your broad bolts, and your unfinished broad bolts. Now you can buy feathers from other people, pretty cheap, around 4 GP each, which isn't bad at all. And the unfinished broad bolts, you don't buy these from people, you buy them from any Slayer Master in the game. Personally, I like buying them from Neve, my Slayer Master, because she's right next to a bank if I need it, and she's right in the stronghold or gnome stronghold, so I'm relatively close to Varrock, so I can go there to sell them pretty fast. So that's why I like going to her. Now what you do is you want to go to Neve, you go to Trader, and you want to buy unfinished broad bolt packages. Now you want to buy one at a time. You don't want to buy 5 or 10 at a time, because if you price value them, they're 5,500 each, which is 55 GP per broad bolt. If you start buying broad bolts at 10 each, like that, then see the prices of them will go up a ton, and you don't want to do that. As you see, my cash stack really drained a ton as soon as I started doing that. You want to buy them one at a time, so the pack or the quantity will stay at 1,000, and it'll stay at the price of 5,500. Now that you have your broad bolts, you just click on them, and it's that simple. You get your unfinished broad bolts. Now making the broad bolts is very easy. All you have to do is click on the feathers and the broad bolts at the same time, and you fletch them. As you see the experience going up there. Now the amount of experience you get per hour really depends on how fast you do it. If I do it really fast, I can sometimes craft 2 at a time, or if you do it really slow, you get less experience. So it all depends on what you, or the speed of which you fletch them at. Now what I like about this is that it only takes up 3 inventory spaces to do this, so you can fletch broad bolts while doing agility, rune crafting, really any other skill you want to do that doesn't involve many inventory spaces, because really, literally, sorry, well, I just kind of had like the hiccups there, my bad. All you need is a few inventory spots, and that's it. It's as simple as that to craft broad bolts. And let me bring up my little calculator here. Broad bolts are 55 GP each, and feathers are 4 GP each. So right now, whoops, you have to add them. You're in the whole 59 GP each. Now, you can sell the broad bolts pretty easily for 65 GP each. So I'll just say you get 11 profit for each broad bolt, and you make 100,000 broad bolts, and that's 5.9 mil in the hole. And let's see, you sell them 10,000 for 70 GP each. Then subtract that from 5,900, because that was the price of the broad bolts. That's a 1.1 mil profit, and plus you get 3 experience per broad bolt, and you fletch 10 broad bolts at a time. So 100,000 times 3. So there you go. You get 300,000 fletching experience and 1.1 mil if you craft 100,000 broad bolts. Now that's really insane. The only down part about this is that fletching broad bolts kind of hurts your hand after a while. But if you do it in moderation, you'll see that stack of broad bolts go down really fast. So that's pretty much about it for this guide. Broad bolts are a really good way of making money and fletching experience. If you have any questions at all, please comment below. And that's really about it. Good luck on fletching broad bolts, and hopefully you make good money and get lots of fletching experience. Oh, one last tip before I end this guide. It takes around 3 million broad bolts to be fletched um, in order to achieve 99 fletching. I believe from level 70, so maybe a little bit more if you start at level 55. So I just wanted to tell you that it takes around that many broad bolts to be fletched for 99, and since that's 3 million broad bolts to be fletched to 99, and it's 11 GP each per broad bolt profit, 33 million profit for doing broad bolts all the way to 99. Now, don't expect that number evenly perfect because you're probably going to want to sell the broad bolts for 65 GP each in bulk. So expect anywhere between 33 and I would say 28 million GP profit from broad bolts, which is still insane. So a little math for you. And so this is definitely a better way of fletching than magic longbows and magic logs. Well, maybe actually it wouldn't be different or better because magic longbows are definitely AFK, and I do fletch magic longbows myself while I'm waiting to sell the broad bolts. So I don't know, it's just a matter of opinion on how you want to fletch. Um, Maybe this is a better way to fletch while you're doing other skills because it only takes up 3 inventory spots, but it depends on the person's opinion on how they want to train. So this is it for the guide. Hopefully good luck on fletching broad bolts, and if you have any questions, like I said before, comment below, and I will see you guys later. Bye.